Good morning. Welcome to 13 on Your Side. I'm Faran Fronczak. Strong leadership is key for the gymnastics world. USA Gymnastics CEO Carrie Perry is expected to announce her resignation. Tracking this morning is the Wyoming murder suspect that led police on a wild chase before crashing his truck. Vice President Mike Pence will then go to the Mill Steel Company, where he's going to tour the facility, meet with employees, but also to tout how the Republican tax cuts have really benefited Michigan. Fresh, local, and value. Fresh. We got fresh produce all over the place. 2,400 local products here in the store. Value, you're not going to break the bank on this. And here to talk to me more about this is the store manager. A lot of reaction all across social media, as you said last night. We're going to start with President Trump. So President Trump obviously hoping to retain as many Republican seats as he could. He obviously losing to Democratic incumbent Debbie Stabenow, who has been in this seat for a while now. She did happen to hang on, though, and here she is on Facebook. This is really exciting. Some top names in the gospel recording industry. They're headed to West Michigan. Hollywood is sharing memories of an icon on social media this morning. Burt Reynolds died yesterday. Salmonella outbreak in 34 states. Now, so far, 130 people have actually gotten sick. National Dog Week, and we want you to send us photos and videos of all your dogs doing adorable things. This is his first WZZM debut. Say hi, bud. Political analyst Jeff Williams from Public Sector Consultants. Thank you so much for coming in this morning, bright and early. You've had a few hours now to process some of what happened last night. This morning we're talking Gretchen Whitmer, close races, and fresh faces. Chocolate chip cookie dough dip, or as I call it, addiction in a bowl. Mixing this here
right together.
Never done this before in an anchor dress, so this is going to be fun. I will say I am artsy. My junior high art teacher would be so proud. 13 on your side, art prize 10, 13 on your side. They got it like that. You like that?
You're a company gal.
I was so excited when I heard about Pulaski Days because I'm super Polish, Chicago Polish, and I'm here with Linda Connor. Don't worry, she is Polish, so that's just the married name, right? I'm going to put a poll up on my Twitter, and we're going to see which one you guys think is the full retail and which one you think is style encore. For the history of this place, maybe it's not surprising that it's haunted. Welcome to room 13. Right. We just arrived here. Kind of, what are your thoughts? Hitting a bag like this is actually going to help beat out breast cancer. When 13 on your side, mornings continues. Drove in pretty quick from Mona Shores.
I know, I got down off that tree.
Many of you shared pictures with us on social media of the purple sky. I want to believe it's aliens. Yeah. Maybe it's because the Earth is flat. Who knows?
Don't start that. Do not start that.
Wow.
It's too early for that.
That's Faran Fronczak at 13onyourside.com.
Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh, there is now a second person accusing him of sexual misconduct.
Meanwhile, the Senate Judiciary Committee is...
Bill Cosby will be in court today for the start of a 2-day sentencing hearing. He was found guilty in April of 3 felony counts of aggravated indecent assault for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant in 2004. She will come face-to-face with Cosby, taking the stand to deliver her victim impact statement. A judge denied a motion that would have allowed more Cosby accusers to address the court. Cosby may face immediate jail time following the sentencing. A little closer to home, Bill Schuette, the Republican candidate for governor, will be in Grand Rapids today to address the Larry Nassar case.
Well, the prosecution of Nassar...
Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush is weighing in on how to help Michigan create and retain a competitive workforce. Now, he's going to be speaking at the West Michigan Policy Forum at the Amway Grand Hotel today. Florida is one of the few states that has shown student improvement in K-12 education in recent years. Now, last year, more than 86,000 Florida students graduated with job-ready industry certifications, preparing them for work in high-demand fields. Well, today, Jeb's speech will focus on Florida's student achievement and how we can implement their strategies here in Michigan. You knew this morning, Grand Rapids police have arrested a man after he allegedly pointed a gun at a woman on the city's northeast side.
This happened late last night. Police are still investigating a double homicide that led to a hostage situation over the weekend.
Yeah, so it all started Saturday morning after 2 bodies were found in Spencer Township, north of Cedar Springs. Now, that investigation led law enforcement to a suspect out in Wyoming. For hours, he holed himself up at Ramblewood Apartments off of 44th Street with his wife and 2 young children. The 3 hostages were eventually released, but the suspect still would not come out. Well, then, early Sunday morning, the suspect was found dead inside the apartment. He is still considered the primary suspect in the deaths of the couple in Spencer Township. Investigators are still looking for the cause of a deadly house fire at a Grand Rapids adult foster care home.
2 men were killed in that fire.
There might be an end in sight for the labor dispute causing delays in road projects across the state. A spokesman for Governor Snyder says that contractors and labor leaders have agreed to meet with him this week. Now, this comes after Governor Snyder said that he might call in the National Guard to operate the heavy equipment used for the construction. The union workers were locked out on September 4th after working for weeks without a contract. The governor's spokesman says it's critical that certain road projects like I-696 in Metro Detroit are wrapped up before winter. And speaking of road projects, there's a road project along the lakeshore that might affect your morning commute. US 31 in both directions has lane closures between Jackson and Van Wagner streets. The work is expected to go through Friday morning. The work is weather dependent.
More witnesses say it sounded like an explosion and they saw flames after a deadly car crash in Wyoming.
Yeah, it happened last night on Clyde Park Avenue between 54th and 56th. Now, an officer on scene tells us that only one vehicle was involved. At least one person was killed. Crews closed down the intersection so a forensics team could investigate. Now, we are expected to learn more information, and it's expected to be released later today. Well, 13 on Your Side was on the scene overnight when the victims of a fire were reunited with their cats. The fire happened on Gold Avenue north of Sibley Street on the west side of Grand Rapids. One person upstairs heard smoke alarms going off and ran downstairs to wake up the other person in the home. Now, they both made it out okay, but the upstairs was pretty badly damaged. The other big story we're tracking this morning is the Wyoming murder suspect that led police on a wild chase before crashing his truck on US 131.
This all went down late yesterday morning.
In a matter of hours, lawmakers will formally tell the American people where they stand. Now, it comes after nearly 9 hours of emotional testimony from both Judge Kavanaugh and the woman who accused him of sexual assault, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. ABC's Atlanta Zach has the latest now from Capitol Hill. Tesla CEO Elon Musk is being sued by the SEC over allegations that he committed securities fraud. Now, the allegations stem from statements that he made back in August about plans to take the company private. The electric car maker and its board say that they are fully confident in Musk's integrity and his leadership of the company, adding focus remains on ramping up production of Tesla's Model 3. Well, a sad update in the search for a missing boy in North Carolina. Police believe that they've found the body of 6-year-old Maddox Rich. Now, this story has been getting national attention. The boy's father says that Maddox ran off from him last weekend. Police found a body in a creek not far from where Maddox was last seen. FBI officials say that it is too early to say whether it's foul play. A labor dispute that halted more than 150 construction efforts for weeks is now over. Governor Rick Snyder, the Michigan Infrastructure and the Transportation Association will stop its lockout of the Operating Engineers 324 union. Now, the road contractors group shut down projects on September 4th in a dispute over pay and benefits with the union. Now that union is being allowed to return to their jobs. Now, Snyder says that crews will prioritize projects that can be completed before the start of winter. And now to Your Voice, Your Vote. The newest poll in the race for governor suggests that the gap between Gretchen Whitmer and Bill Schuette is getting smaller.
The latest on missing Washington Post writer Jamal Khashoggi.
Yeah, the Washington Post published a final op-ed piece from the missing journalist, which was received a day after he went missing in Istanbul. Now, in the column, Khashoggi talks about the lack of freedom of press in the Arab world and describes the dangers to those who try to spread that freedom. Turkish officials say that he was killed by Saudi agents. The Saudi government has denied it. Meanwhile, the New York Times is reporting American intelligence officials have evidence that the Saudi crown prince was involved. Well, back here in Michigan, more remains have been found inside of a closed funeral home out in Detroit. Now, the new owner of Cantrell Funeral Home says that 4 cremated remains were found in the basement late last week. 11 fetuses were found in the ceiling of that same funeral home, prompting a criminal investigation by police. The latest remains that were found were labeled with names, but no medical paperwork was found. Also this week, Cantrell Funeral Home was hit with a $1 million lawsuit for improperly handling those remains.
The former president of USA Gymnastics was arrested late last night.
According to the U.S. Marshal Service, Stephen Penny was taken into custody in Gatlinburg. Now, last month, a grand jury in Texas returned an indictment on Penny for tampering with evidence. The charge comes from the investigation of sexual assault allegations against former U.S. Gymnastics and Michigan State doctor Larry Nassar. Now, the indictment alleges Penny had documents removed from the USA Gymnastics training facility in Texas that related to Nassar's activities there. Now, Penny is currently awaiting extradition to Texas to face charges. 13 is on your side with a health alert this morning. The CDC says a drug-resistant strain of salmonella has been found in raw chicken and has made nearly 100 people sick across 29 states, including at least 3 people here in Michigan. Now, the strain was found in live chickens and in many types of raw chicken products, not from any one supplier. Now, to avoid getting sick, health officials say people should follow food safety guidelines when handling chicken, such as washing your hands, cooking the chicken thoroughly. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has opened an investigation into F-250 and F-350 Super Duty trucks from the 2017 model year. Now, it's because the power tailgates can actually open unexpectedly while your truck's moving. The agency says it has 5 complaints from owners about this problem. Now that marijuana is legal in Canada, law enforcement is reminding travelers it's still illegal to bring it into the U.S. at border crossings. Now, on Wednesday, Canada became the largest country with a legal national marijuana marketplace. U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency said that the new law thus far has had little effect on the flow of traffic along the border. Now, border agents are also asking the same kinds of questions of travelers that they did prior to this change. And as you know, Michigan voters in November will decide on whether to make recreational marijuana legal here. And this morning, a representative from Colorado is in Grand Rapids to talk about the impact its legalization has had in that state and what it could mean for Grand Rapids and the workplace. The panel discussion is happening at the Grand Rapids Chamber from 8 to 11 this morning. A few tickets will be given at the door, so organizers say arrive early.
Faran and my daughter Marin got a chance to check out some of those amazing pieces this week.
You know, this is my very first art prize. And after talking to everybody, I realized there is a group of people that come here every single year. They love the art more than anyone, but no one ever talks about them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, meet Marin Terhar. And this is Faran and Marin Take Art Prize. And you know, people they throw pennies in there too. Do you know that? Think about it really hard. Good?
Yeah.
You know what I wish for?
Yeah.
I wish for a great day with you, Marin. And I think we're gonna have a great day. Did you want to sit here? Do you know who this is? Her name's Marin. She's a star.
Yes.
Yeah, haven't you seen her?
This is fun.
Whoa! Awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, we got it.
That was a fun ride.
3-5. Which one do you like the most?
Purple.
Purple. You said that pretty quick.
I like the purple one.
Let me guess. Is purple your favorite color?
Yes.
That's my favorite color too.
Me too.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
We did.
This is the material that I paint on, and I attach that to the glass.
So we got her card. So we'll contact you if we're gonna buy, right, Marin?
Yeah.
I guess when we come up to these little blocks here, I guess they light up when we walk by them. Whoa! It's like an Instagram filter. Oh, right here, it's yellow. Does it change?
Yes,
Oh, yellow one. Marin, I think there's only one more spot we're gonna go. It's not turned on yet, so what do you say we turn this bad boy on, huh? 3, 2, 1! Well, Marin, thank you so much for bringing me around today. I had an amazing time seeing what Art Prize is like through the eyes of a 2-year-old, almost 3. Say bye.
Well,
Yeah.
as you can imagine, Auntie Faran is now
Yeah.
one of the favorite people in our household.
Yep, free babysitting like from this point forward.
How are you going to follow that up is the question.
I was going to say, well, I got to now do a story with Brett, and then you can get free babysitting too.
There you go.
She was such a ham. And today at noon, we're going to play like the full extended version for you to see it because, you know, for timing's sake, I had to cut down like our conversations. But she is such a little ham.
Oh my goodness.
You know?
Well, you did such a great job, Faran, playing off of her as well. And you guys, obviously the artwork is incredible. And so if you haven't been out with your family yet, you have the opportunity to do so through Sunday. And it was really fun for me as well. You know, this is my 4th art prize since being back in West Michigan. And really the first time that Marin has been able to enjoy it like this. And so it was really fun to see the artwork through her eyes, to see what got her excited. And
I was going to say, there was certain art pieces that you'll see in the extended version at noon where she saw certain things that I would have not seen because they were either at her eye level or she saw something different. So it was really cool to see, again, through the eyes of a 2-year-old.
Absolutely.
So I loved it. I had a great time. And thank you for letting me exploit your daughter. I appreciate it.
She is cute.
Yeah, she's
All right.
adorable.